Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you happen to find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world we're in, this is another scene for Unmask Orlando. This evening we find ourselves at the Tremere Chantry. A lot has been going on in the Chantry as of late. New people and new faces coming and going. One new face has seemed to take over the Chantry in a way. And anyone who's watched previous scenes knows that Katya's sire has come back. Our Primogen sire has returned, and he's none too pleased. After all, who would be when they were staked and left for dead? But we start our evening with Dr. Alyssa Gonzalez receiving a text message from Conrad, who hasn't been seen around the Chantry in some time now. Excuse the coughing. Saying, "It's urgent, come outside now."
Yeah, so she gets the message. It takes her a minute to notice because she's probably buried in research as normal. Uh, but she'll look at her phone and she'll kind of think that that's a little bit odd, though she knows that there's been a lot of tension lately. Uh, she'll uh, she'll pack up her stuff and go outside.
Conrad is waiting in a rather impressive little town car.
She'll blink.
Get in, we need to talk.
She nods. She's not going to disobey her elder or her adoptive sire's brother. uh, and yeah, she'll get in the car. See, of course. Uh, what's going on?
He would start the car and take off at that point.
She buckles her seatbelt and holds on.
I assume you've noticed the odd tension around the Chantry lately, yes?
I have, yes. I've been wondering about it. I've just been trying to go about my business as usual.
You've probably heard someone that has been calling himself Mihail.
See, I have.
His real name's Marcus. Or, well, a real name. The one most of us know him by is Marcus. He's my sire, as well as Castiel and Katya's.
She nods. Okay.
Castiel would have told her about their sire, about the absolute piece of garbage that he was, about the terrible things that he did to Katya.
She will grit her teeth and kind of white knuckle the oh shit handle that she's grasping onto. I see. What are we going to do about it?
Right now, you and I are the only ones not under his sway. She would have noticed that Castiel has been acting very odd lately. He usually doesn't defer to anyone but Katya. but
Right.
he has been very deferent to Mihail to the point that it seems like there's most definitely a blood bond there.
Mm-hmm. So that is why he's been acting strange. That
Yes.
makes sense.
I'm lucky in
Ugh.
that my brother can't use our powers of the blood against me. Referring to dominate because he has fucking
Mm-hmm.
10 willpower and iron will. So he hasn't had a chance to finish the blood bond like he has with them. I assume he's probably also using dominate to ensure that they don't talk back.
Right. I know that higher levels of it can make someone to make it to where that they can't say no to anything.
Yes, there's other issues on top of it, but getting you out of the chantry is probably my best bet of getting Castiel out. None of them have left the chantry lately except the prince, just to keep up appearances.
Okay, so when we get him out, then what do we do?
If worse comes to worse, I stake him.
She winces a little bit, knowing what it's like to be staked.
It'll keep him from trying to go back. Because I can't break the blood bond without some of Marcus's blood. And I highly doubt he's going to freely give that. He knows as well as I do what it can do. Hell, he's where I learned most of my blood magic from.
She'll nod.
It's not going to be easy. You may have noticed that they made the downstairs, the actual chantry, off limits to most now. It's because Marcus is an infernalist. He has been using it for whatever it is he does.
Mm. How do we take him down?
And that's going to be the hard part.
What can I do to help?
For now, I'd prefer you stay out at the hotel with me. It keeps you away from Marcus. He knows better than to stick his head out. Several of the others have already figured out what and who he is. I've met with an elder from Clan Malkavian who is more than capable of taking Marcus down if it really comes to it.
She'll nod. Okay. She looks at her bag. Good thing I already have most of my important things with me.
I can get you some clothes if need be.
Yeah, haven't been allowed to live outside the chantry, so everything's in there.
Yeah, even most of us aren't allowed to live outside the chantry. Don't worry about that. But we've got a plan together. And if all goes according to plan, he should be taken care of soon. I've got a ritual I'm going to be performing that if we can't kill him, I can at least trap him.
She chews her lip a little bit. What do you need for the ritual?
He had to get his 2 cents in.
Totally did. Yep. So great.
Yeah, this is normal. So
Totally fine.
he can't let me get through a scene without interrupting. So this is just what I expect at this point.
Totally fine.
No, you can't have a cookie.
Oh yeah.
A silver-backed mirror, then my blood. Both things I should be able to get reasonably easily.
She
After all, it
nods.
is my blood.
I should hope that you could get your blood relatively easily. Yes. Okay. Hopefully Castile will come out soon. It's clear that she does not like the idea of being away from him, but she also doesn't want to be around Marcus either. So it's like, ah.
I think pulling you out might be the only thing that would get him to come out at this point.
She nods. I hope so.
I guess he wouldn't mind me telling you. They're still driving at this point. It takes a little while to get to the hotel from where they're at. The hotel is also Elysium, which she would know.
Okay. Nice. She'll look to him. Tell me what?
Castiel can't create childer of his own. He tried. Before Katya was even embraced. And she died in his arms.
She frowns. That has to be really, really hard.
He put himself into torpor for almost a century after that.
Wow.
After both myself and Marcus refused to kill him. So you're probably the closest thing he'll ever have to a childer. Me pulling you out, it should get him to come out.
She
If
nods.
anything can break through this shit that my godforsaken brother has done. Then it's this.
Yeah, him not being able to find me should probably get him to come looking.
Another thing worthy of note. We have a red Alistair coming.
All right.
Marcus was recently added to the red list. Seems his plans go well beyond Orlando.
Mm. All the
And
more reason.
considering he looks nothing like me anymore, I can assume he's gotten some form of vicissitude. She would know that Conrad and Marcus were twins in life.
Yep. Yeah, she frowns. Again. She's frowned a lot in this conversation.
She has. It's not a pleasant conversation, but
Nope, it's not. All the more reason for us to take him down sooner rather than later.
yes, before he changes his face again. It's the only reason Katya and the rest of us didn't recognize him immediately.
Because he managed to change his appearance.
Yeah. He didn't walk in looking just like me.
Of course not. He wouldn't have gotten very far.
No, he wouldn't have. Hell, we all thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Katya staked him and left him for the sun.
Well, I would assume he either managed to get free himself or someone had other plans for him.
I have learned how he managed it. When the reason our generations, mine, Castiel's, and Katya's, are so different is that Marcus was also Diablerist.
She nods.
One of the people he Diablerized, apparently, was a Setite.
Mm.
And he learned a good deal of Serpentis that way. I don't know how much you know about them, but one of the abilities that comes with Serpentis is the ability to remove your heart from your chest. And remove the hearts of others, but that's another matter. It prevents you from being staked, from being diablerized. So if I had to guess, his heart is somewhere hidden in a little box.
Mm. Prevents him from being staked as well.
Yep.
Damn it.
So he played pretend when Katya staked him. And once we were gone, he unstaked himself and walked away.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense. She narrows her eyes. I guess one good thing about being blood bonded to every member, well, being blood bonded to every leader of the clan means that he cannot blood bond me.
Precisely.
He could try, but it's not going to work.
Yes, I'm sure he probably would have already. Though he's probably not worried about a neonate. No offense.
Well, especially one that just jumped ship from the Sabbat and is trying everything she can to prove herself.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Right now, we've got too many big concerns to deal with. I was speaking to the Gangrel Primogen. It seems we may have lupines to worry about as well.
Ugh. Dealt with those in the Sabbat. They're very unpleasant creatures.
So, joy of joys, we're getting fucked in every feasible manner.
Well, I do have something I could offer. You said that he probably isn't really worried about me, which means he's going to overlook and underestimate me. We could use
Yes.
that. We could use that to our advantage.
Probably right. But let's get Castiel out of there first.
Yes, of course. That's
That's why I
definitely a
haven't
top priority.
That's why I haven't made an assault on the Chantry yet. I know if I do, and he can't get to me, he will use Katya and Castiel to do so.
Yeah.
I'm the only reason he hasn't left the city yet. He doesn't intend to stay here, but he wants me with him.
Well, that's not happening.
Precisely. There are things he could try to do to compel me, but none of them thus far have worked. At that point, they'd probably be pulling up to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
He'd give the keys to the valet and go around and open the door for her.
She'll get out.
He is polite, despite what most people seem to think of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little steely, but he's not terrible.
Right.
I think they just, they see Castiel more often, and he's a little bit more personable than Conrad is.
Conrad.
Conrad's a little cold, a little steely. Not his fault.
Doesn't bother Alyssa. Not at all, actually.
He would take her on up to the floor that is specifically designated for Kindred, because it has been enchanted with blood magic to make sure no sunlight gets in.
Yay, blood magic.
That's one of Castiel Conrad's specialties.
Yes. Just something that Alyssa wants to learn from him because she's a blood doctor, so she's especially interested in blood magic.
He can't do it nearly as much as his brother, but that's because he doesn't have nearly the blood pool.
Right. Jesus.
When you've got as much of a blood pool as Marcus does, it's scurry.
Is it like fucking 40 or some shit? 50?
He is 5th gen. I do not recall what the blood pool for them is.
A lot.
It's
a
a
lot.
fucking lot.
It's a shitload. It's a lot of fucking blood. Yep.
It is. It's a lot of blood.
Yep.
You can do all the things.
All the things. Jesus Christ.
No, do not take my Mountain Dew. You can't have that. no caffeine for you. Have your pacifier. Stinker. For a 5th gen, blood pool is 40.
Yep.
And
That's a
he
lot.
has heard.
Nah. Nah. So yeah, she
Yeah,
will.
he would let her have her own room because he doesn't feel like sharing a room.
That's fair.
He he's he's territorial, so which is really bugging him about the chantry
Hmm.
because his brother is in his territory,
Oh yeah, no, for real. Like, no.
like pissing all over everything. No, this is mine.
Yep. 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 That's fair. Um, no, Alyssa's probably ready to have her own room, and um, but she is very worried about Castiel.
And because Castiel does check on her quite often, Conrad would, receive a text not long later and come knock on Alyssa's door.
She'll open it.
He'll hold up his little, old ass fucking Nokia because, it's the year 2000.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's a text from Castiel saying, "Where the fuck is she? What have you done with her?"
Well, that didn't take him very long to notice.
I didn't imagine it would. He's on his way.
She smiles. Good. I imagine he'll be angry, though.
Yes, he will. Unfortunately, he's physically stronger than I am, so it's going to take blood magic to bring him down.
Mm. She nods.
But if I can hold him still, even someone of his physical strength can't withstand a stake to the heart. So. You are so noisy. Come here. You're so cute, but you're so noisy. So yeah, about half an hour, 45 minutes later. Gotta get his overlay up now. Why are you so noisy, dude? I love you, but you're a little noisemaker. Yeah. Yes, you are. And now you're getting mad. Okay. Castiel would show up. All 6'10" of him.
Mm-hmm.
Banging on Conrad's door.
Alyssa does not open her door as much as she wants to because she knows that's not a good idea right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's just listening.
She would hear some fighting in the hall. It's definitely not verbal fighting. This is punches and things being thrown. And there is actually a rather loud thud against her door.
She
It
jumps
sounds like
back.
someone was slammed up against the door.
Mm-hmm. She was listening at the door, so she jumps back.
Luckily, the doors in this part of the hotel are a reinforced steel, and even that has bowed somewhat under the sheer weight and strength that was shown with whatever just hit her door. It takes a good half hour before the noises die down outside the room.
When that happens, she like cautiously opens the door and pokes her head out.
Castiel is on the floor, staked.
She winces, but she's glad to see him at least. She just kind of goes over to him.
I'll drag him into the room. Fucker's heavy. Sorry about your door, by the way.
That's okay.
He is rather beat up. He's got a rather nasty gash on his forehead. Several cuts along his arms.
Oh,
And
she does have her first aid kit, so she can treat
and
his
it does
wounds.
look like his jaw might be broken.
It's a really good thing she's a doctor.
Oh, he hits hard.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Luckily, so do I.
Do you want me to set your jaw for you?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And she'll
After
do that.
he drags him into the room and kind of lays him on one of the two queen-size beds, he'll move over to the little table and sit down and let her take care of the injuries.
Yep, she does. She'll do the unpleasantness of setting his jaw.
Mm.
And then she'll treat the rest of the wounds, which are, I would assume, mostly superficial.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, she'll still, like,
Yeah,
dress them
the
and all
one on
that.
his forehead is probably the worst. That there's actually bone showing through due to how deep the cut is.
Ah.
But luckily it will heal.
Yep.
Not fully because flesh of the corpse, but
Oh, she'll still try and make it as pretty as she can make it. And yeah, and then she'll go over to Castiel.
yeah, I'll let you know that the reason the door bowed, despite being reinforced steel, between the two of them there is a combined 10 strength and 9 potence.
Fuck. Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking scary. I hate to have to do it, but he was going to try and take you back, and I wasn't about to let that happen.
Yeah, I figured that was probably going to be the case, which is why I didn't open the door when he first got here, because I knew that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, if you had been out here, I would have been worried for your safety.
She nods. I don't have the strength that the two of you do. Nope.
Not many Tremere do. We're kind of outliers.
How long are we going to leave him staked?
Until I can figure out what to do. Or until Marcus is dead.
She nods.
One way or the other, I have to break the blood bond. Because even if I trap him, they're going to want to free him.
Mm. Unless I can figure out how to break it magically.
That's what I intend on doing. There's a ritual that'll let me do it, but I need both parties' blood.
She kind of smirks.
Which means I need blood from him, from Katya, from the prince, and from Marcus. If I'm going to break all of the blood bonds.
Well, remember what I said about using my or his overlooking me to our advantage? I am a doctor. I know how to get blood samples. And I could use my seemingly non-threatening nature to him as a way to get blood from him.
Do be careful. He's dangerous, and he knows the power that one of us can wield with blood.
I know. But I think that it would be at least the best way to try right now without all-out war.
Very true. Though I have a feeling we'll be in all-out war soon enough.
She nods. But if we can have...
Having gotten him out is one step closer to just letting the Red Alistair do their job.
Yes.
Because he would have defended Marcus to the death, and I can't let that happen. Now I just need to get Katya and the prince out, because they'll both do the same because of that damn blood bond.
I know. Which is why I think going in and I can try to get blood from all of them. Maybe I can appeal to Katya, that is the part of her that hates him.
There very much is a part of her that hates him.
That does not want to protect him. That I could get her to give me her blood.
If you get her when she first wakes up, that seems to be when she's the most lucid.
Okay. So...
Because she's texted me a few times when...
What time does she wake up?
Late. She's done some...
Good, then I wake up before
things.
she does. So which means
yeah,
first thing when I wake up...
Little spoiler, she's on Like Humanity 3 at this point.
Yep.
This is just after she woke up after World War II.
Right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Alyssa's Humanity 6, so she'd have some time. It's like I wake up pretty early, so if you wanted me to do this tomorrow night, I could. Could go over there. I could maybe say that I don't know. If I can maybe get Katya also worried about Castiel, then that might be easier.
It should be. We've been by her side since she was embraced.
So maybe not only could I get her blood, I could get her out.
With a little luck.
She takes a deep breath.
Do you want me to take you back? Or would you rather go tomorrow?
I'll go tomorrow.
He nods. It is getting rather late. Or, well, late for us, early for other people.
Yes. So I'm afraid that you wouldn't make it back in time if you took me back.
It seems pretty clear he's not terribly worried about himself.
I'm sure, but she is. She's worried about him. So she's like, nope, I'll go first thing tomorrow when I get up.
He kind of pats her head. Off to bed.
Yeah.
Because he's also on the tall side. He's not Castiel tall, but he's like 6'3", 6'4".
And she's tiny. She's like 5'3".
Katya's even tinier, and Evelyn, the Malkavian, is even tinier.
That's adorable. The three of them need to hang out.
Katya is 5 foot even, and Evelyn is 4'10".
Oh my god. So cute.
She is teeny.
But yeah, she will kiss Castiel's forehead and squeeze his hand. Like, because she knows that when you're staked you're still aware. You just can't do anything. So she's just basically letting him know that she's there before she'll head back to go to bed.
You'd hear Conrad kind of apologizing to Castiel as the door closes. That you'd probably actually hear him say that you were more of a brother to me than Marcus ever was.
Aww.
And we will do the rest of this scene tomorrow because my mother is blowing up my phone.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. I figured we'd probably do a part 2.
Oh yeah, there will definitely be a part 2. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene for Unmask Orlando. See you next time!